I'm going to admit, I don't feel comfortable giving like a scientific explanation.
This is truly a really confusing topic, and I want to try to explain it the easiest way I can. So save this video, please follow me, here we go. So let's talk about latency. I think you know what that is, right? When you're recording your DAW and you hear this weird slapback, you're almost like talking on top of yourself and it's really disorientating. Think of it this way, right? When you boost or cut a frequency, you're adding latency to that area, okay? And this can actually delay harmonics and cause phase smearing, and it's sort of this colorization of sound. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing. I mean, I don't think it's a problem whatsoever, but essentially it can phase smear your signal and kind of like mess with it in a way, all right? But here's the thing. That's how analog EQs used to work back in the day. This was completely normal. They tried to minimize it. That's why they're called minimum phase EQs, okay? Your Pultecs, your every typical day EQ, those are all minimum phase EQs, okay? And they add phase shift. Now here's the thing. With the advent of digital, we could fix this issue with digital EQs. AKA, we could turn them into linear phase filters, meaning that it delayed the signal simultaneously to keep the phase intact so there was no phase smearing. But because of that, we get artifacts known as pre-ringing, which is like this reverse echo sound before the transient. It doesn't sound great, but it's really not a big deal. You don't even hear it. You have to boost it so loud to hear it, and it's really heavy on your CPU. So here's 3 prime examples to use linear phase, even though honestly I'm not a fan of it at all. Okay, so if you have multiple microphones on a source, maybe like drums for instance, that timing difference, you might want to preserve that if you're doing like filters or high pass filters, low pass filters, whatever. You might want to use linear phase EQ. Honestly though, I don't. Another thing, stereo microphone, stereo recording. You might want to preserve the phase coherency between those 2 microphones. Sure, maybe. I still don't do it. Whatever. One that I do it on, parallel processing. If you take a signal and make a duplicate and you want to do some crazy EQ moves on it, or maybe really cut out the low end, you might want to use linear phase EQ to preserve that coherency and not get this destruction of sound. So very confusing topic. I hope that helps. Take care, everybody.